friends, how are you doing? I want to give you guys an update on what I am currently doing. This video is going to be the start of a mini cut, a small mini cut series, nothing crazy, no getting crazy shredded, contest prep or nothing like that. I really want to show you guys just how I do things in terms of navigating my nutrition, navigating my training, navigating my cardio, to really manipulate the body composition and get to my end goal so that can maybe be something you guys use to reach your goals. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright you guys, so this is week 1 of the mini cut. We're at 177.4 pounds. As you can see, I hold most of my body fat right around my low back, a little bit in the obliques, love handles, whatever you guys want to call them. Mostly in my posterior chain, my back. That's where it always comes off last, especially the glutes and hamstrings if I were to diet for an extended period of time. Current macros are 50 grams of fat, 225 grams of carbs and protein at 2,250 calories. I'm only doing 2 low intensity steady state cardio sessions per week, burning anywhere from 220 to 240 calories. We're gonna be as aggressive as we need to be, but not trying to kill myself. I want to be able to still enjoy life and, you know, have a clear head. But this is what I'm currently looking like. So this is just some training I did. This is about maybe a week to week and a half back. That's also when the start of this cut began. I'm just doing some overhead pressing. I'm really prioritizing my overhead press. I really want to get it to the point where I can press 200 pounds, you know, for sets. So if I could do this same rep scheme right here, 4 sets of 6 to 8 with 200 pounds, that would be insane. While I'm doing this right now, yesterday, being some time from this actual workout, I actually hit 190 for a set of 5, which is an all-time PR, followed by 4 sets of 5 with 175 pounds. So that's probably my best intensity, blend of intensity and volume that I've done on the overhead press. So we're making progress. And I plan to continue to make progress, if not maintain all the progress I've made throughout this entire mini cut. And I can't express to you guys enough, tension has to remain constant on the muscle while you're dieting down. Ran into my homegirl, Steph.
How are you?
Say what up to YouTube.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
You done training?
No, I have like most of my workout to do.
Oh.
Yeah, Steph is super cool. She's a really good friend of mine and one of the best athletes I know. A really versatile athlete. She's exceptionally strong for a female and really good at Olympic weightlifting. Like she can do snatches, cleans, the whole 9. So yeah, she's a beast. You guys go give her a follow. So I'm just doing some Arnold presses. Today was actually a training split that I was considering doing. I'm currently on upper lower with you know, undulating rep ranges from weeks A versus weeks B. So it's 2 weeks B, 1 training cycle, just upper lower like I said. This was me testing out a full week of a training split that runs upper lower off, chest and back lower, delts arms off, repeat. Which I really do like that training split, but I currently want to do upper lower just because of time constraints. You know, if I miss chest and back or maybe a delts and arms day, one of the days during the week, that'll mean my frequency for that actual body part was only once. This is just kind of like a foolproof way of getting both in at twice-a-week frequency, so I can get as much, I can consistently get the volume in. But I do feel as though, you know, splitting up, you know, chest and back from delts and arms will allow you to get more volume on those individual body parts, right? Because you're doing less, you're basically dividing the volume up a lot less within, you know, any given workout. So if you have the time and you can be consistent with a training split like this, in a lot of ways it can be more optimal. So yeah, I'm going to be running upper lower. I like it. I've run upper lower probably longer than any other training split in my entire training career. But I've also done other training splits. I mean, I started off with a bro training split just like everybody else. I've done push-pull legs. I've done upper lower push-pull legs. And again, I don't think there's any magical training split that's going to give you the best results. I personally think for everybody you should do something that is most convenient to your schedule, but most importantly, one that you can just be extremely consistent with, because that is going to be the key to putting on the most muscle you could possibly put on, or whatever your goal is. You know, even losing as much weight as you could possibly lose. It's just being consistent, and that goes for anything, diet or anything in life, right? But yeah, then I did some shoulder pressing with the machine, the hammer strength machine, which, man, I have not done this machine in so long, and I actually really do like it. It's a great way to go and get, you know, more volume in after you've pretty much smoked all of your stabilizing muscles and your nervous system with that heavy press. You know, that initial heavy press, which for me was a standing barbell overhead press. But going back to cutting and fat loss and what I'm currently doing, it's not beneficial for somebody who's, you know, in the current training age that I'm in, you know, I believe 13 plus years of just training, to let my body fat percentage go up extremely high. And this is mainly because, you know, if you ever plan to diet down for an extended period of time, the longer you diet, the more you're susceptible to the loss of lean body mass, the loss of more lean tissues. So being able to diet for shorter periods of time and having to lose actual less body fat will help you retain more muscle. So periodically, if your body fat percentage is getting up there, and mine isn't bad, like by no means is it bad, but I'm trying to make it, not that I'm not all for working hard, I'm trying to make it so I don't have to work as hard or as much when I do decide to, you know, turn the on switch and maybe go into potential prep or whatever it might be. So this is just setting myself up for success, you know. I don't recommend, you know, mini cuts or, you know, constant cutting in between your training cycles when you're very new to training. You know, you should be spending that time really just building a base for yourself, putting yourself at the bare minimum at maintenance, but at least in some sort of caloric surplus, and really just focusing on growth and progressive overload. This is just a primer. I'm doing a pre-exhaustion for my actual working sets for arms. So this is the first actual working set for arms. So I'm doing the incline curl. I don't like a huge. I don't like to have basically the incline set too low. I only literally do one click back from it being 90 degrees. That's because I feel as though it's enough of a stretch on the bicep to get that, you know, that myotatic reflex or that stretch reflex without putting too much strain on the shoulder joint. Because if your incline is like super low, yeah, you're getting more stretch on the bicep, but you're also compromising the shoulder. And I've dealt with that in the past when I first started doing incline curls. Then we hit tricep overhead extensions, which I really like doing these because I like extension of the shoulder when I'm doing my tricep movements. It really hits that long head of the tricep, which is usually harder to hit. You're usually hitting the lateral and the medial head of the tricep through most of your presses. I will say though, that's mainly your horizontal presses, but your vertical presses, getting that extension of the shoulder way at the top, like the overhead press, which I did initially, does hit that long head of the tricep, right? Because of the extension of the shoulder at the very top, especially if you really lock it out at the top and shrug upward. And as listed, these are supersets. Every single one of these bicep and tricep exercises are supersets for me, mainly because of time constraints. If you do have the time, guys, I don't recommend supersetting it. I don't recommend supersetting the exercises because obviously you're going to be giving up some actual volume you could be doing because of the fatigue from doing the supersets. So I'll give you an example. If you're going to do 3 bicep and tricep exercises total, maybe the first 2 can be your most intense. Don't superset the bicep and tricep exercise. For instance, an easy curl or maybe a barbell curl and a skull crusher. Do all 3 to 4 sets separately with consistent rest times in between. Get your overload, and then your last 2 can be supersets, you know. And that way you will not have compromised mechanical tension and volume because of the fatigue from the supersets. On a side note, guys, I do have an open-ended contract with Alpha Elite. As you can see, I've been wearing it a lot in my recent videos. For any of you guys that do want to use my link and support me, it's going to be in the description. I would greatly appreciate it. It makes me look really good on the team. As you guys know, I won this for winning the Summer Training Classic competition. And we're finishing up with some tricep press downs. Yeah, man, I'm very stoked for this cut. I want to get to the body weight. I want to get to a body weight of maybe 168 at the lowest. We'll see, depending on how I feel. 168 to 170. I can train hard, I recover well at that weight, and I feel healthier and overall more athletic at that body weight than any other body weight that I've been at. Being leaner than that is difficult for me and very hard to sustain, at least in the past it has been. And being heavier than that, or significantly heavier than that, is just not beneficial. I notice it takes me longer to recover in between sets, and I don't feel as good or as healthy or as athletic. And also, because of what I do, you know, I am a full-time online coach. I want to look the part, right? I don't want to let myself go and let my body percentage get too high. I also don't want to try and convince you guys that staying super shredded is healthy either. So I'm kind of trying to find that happy medium and just make it happen.
I hope that was able to give you guys some insight as to how I plan to approach things throughout this cut. If you guys have any questions on something you feel as though I might have left out, leave a comment below. Make sure you share and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.